Okay, we have offensive lineman Ja'Quay Hubbard. Questions for Ja'Quay, Greg?
So, Ja'Quay, start with, I know we've talked to you about the move from tackle to guard, but comfortable there now? And with just a year of experience in the offensive line in general, how's that helped you?
Yeah, the transition to guard has been really well. I think naturally it's probably my favorite position to play. The transition's been well, but having the experience at tackle honestly has helped me in the transition at guard because going against more athletic guys, longer guys on the edge, you're going against more shorter, wider guys inside, and if you could get your feet in the ground with my long arms, I should be able to shut them down pretty easily. So I think it's been going pretty well, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
Is that the biggest difference between tackle and guard is the kind of player you'll be trying to block?
Yeah, I would say the biggest difference personally from tackle to guard is the type of player I go against and your footwork and the plays. You know, depending if you're at guard or tackle, the plays will vary on what you have to do and your keys. So just having to hone down mentally and switching from guard to tackle and knowing, you know, the difference and doing it effectively, I think that's probably one of the biggest transitions.
Was there an adjustment period, though?
Adjustment period? I would say maybe in the spring. It was my first time playing it, you know, since I would say my sophomore year of high school. So in the spring I had some adjustments, just dealing with those bigger bodies inside. This summer, me and Coach Joseph really worked on getting my lower body stronger, and I think it's been paying off a lot this fall. So yeah, spring was really like a test run to see how it was, and this summer I've been really trying to polish it up and getting ready for week one.
Seems like a lot of guys have been cross-training at center. Have you dabbled at center at all?
No, I have not dabbled at center. I don't know. I think that might be a question for Coach Moore. I don't know. If he wants me to try, you know me, I'll get out there and throw some balls back. We'll see. Who knows?
You mentioned that guard is naturally your favorite position. Why
Yes,
is
sir.
that? What makes it your favorite?
I just like coming out of a three-point stance. You know, I graduated from Sharpsville High School. We ran wing T for all 4 years I was there. So I'm just a gap down backer type guy, hand in the dirt. That's just kind of, you know, how I fell in love with the game. So being able to play guard and have my hand in the ground and be big, that's just something I really enjoyed. And like I said, I've been doing since my freshman year of high school. So it kind of feels a little more natural. Tackle as well, but more so guard for sure.
Talked in the past about having to refine your body when you first got here. Changes from last year to this, I'm sure not nearly as drastic, but what'd you concentrate besides, you said, lower body over the summer?
Yeah, really my lower body strength and my core strength and my ankle mobility. I think those are really three things I really honed on in the off season. Just by looking, you know, where I got beat last year or just in the weight room, my weaknesses that I had. Just trying to get, like I said, my lower half right, get my core so at the point of contact I could stay strong, and my ankle mobility so I could have more force production to the ground, be a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. So yeah, not as big of a drastic change as when I first got here, losing all that weight, but you know, probably even with the amount of muscle that I had to put on from this time last year.
We're talking to Malachi about confidence a little while ago. Which comes first, maybe, or which is the correct statement? To be successful, you have to be confident, or to be confident, you have to be successful?
Man, to be successful, you have to be confident, for sure. Confidence is everything. Along with confidence, you can anticipate. And when you can anticipate, you could just play so much faster, especially at the offensive line position, being able to anticipate maybe a guy coming inside, you know, or anything of that nature. So, yeah, confidence is everything, and I think my confidence is the highest it's been. And I think that's how it's supposed to be. You know, obviously it's the oldest I've been, most experienced I've been, so my confidence is at its highest.
Where does confidence come from? Does it come from that success, or does it come from something that you just know inside you?
Yeah, I would say confidence for me comes from repetition. You know, if I get a rep at something and I mess it up, if I come back and I do it better, that third time around I know I can't do it like the first time. And when you keep doing it over and over again, you get that confidence that you feel like you can't mess it up. So that's why repetition is very big. You know, I learned from reps.
You
been on the other side of the camera now, asking the questions like we have done and doing some stuff. What have we not asked you that you would ask yourself?
Ooh, that's a great question. What have you guys not asked me? Oh wow, that's a great question. You just stunned me right there. Man, I would say probably along the lines of going back from guard to tackle every practice. You know, I've been doing that for the last couple months from spring to fall camp. And it's been great for me. It's been a great learning tool. I have to really hone in on, you know, like I said, the playbooks, the techniques, and I'm going to get to a different body type every day. So it's good. You know, I'm that swing guy. I can play guard and tackle now, and I feel very confident at both. And I interchange every practice from guard to tackle. So today you guys saw me at tackle. Tomorrow I'll be at guard. The day before I was at guard. So yeah, it changes every day. You just got to come in with the same mindset that I'm just going to hone in on my technique and get the job done with effort.
And so what have you learned about us and our job a little bit and what you've been doing in your media work?
Yeah, I learned that you guys are very in tune on what's going on. You have a very busy schedule. You have no off time, and you guys work really hard. I really appreciate this field. When I was doing my internship, I was telling everyone, like, listen, swear I didn't know it was this much. I'm thinking you guys come to the game, maybe record something, ask questions, yada yada, get out of there. That is far from the truth. And don't worry, I'm vouching for you guys. You know, if anyone ever asks, they do not just take pictures, they go hard. All right, so don't worry, I got you guys back.
Just talked to Malachi, your travel partner this summer.
Yeah.
So tell
My
us
roommate.
Hey, you were roommates there?
Yep.
Just tell us about the experience. What was it like in Europe?
Man, fantastic experience. I just want to say thank you to John Chambers and his lovely wife. They funded the program. And honestly, man, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we're the only Power 5 that offers something like that. And it was in the takeaways, priceless. You know, what I've learned, just learning just the culture shock and the ins and outs of how things are ran outside of our country. It was just so intriguing, and it really makes me want to go back and learn more. So the Europe trip was amazing, and I'm fingers crossed we get to do it again next year. You know, I'm not sure, but if that could happen, I would be very, very excited.
You ever been to Europe before?
I have. I went to Europe in 2019. I went to Amsterdam, but I was 18, so 22, 18, you're a little wiser, and you know what's going on a little more, so a little different experience, I would say.
Did you do the German Amsterdam swing like Malachi, or did you go someplace different on your
Yeah, no,
second?
me and Malachi actually, like as I mentioned, he was my roommate, so we went from Germany to Amsterdam, back to Germany together. Now other guys got to choose for their free weekend where they wanted to go. You know, we had Garrett and Grayson went to Greece, Malone went to Rome, and many other places. So I just chose Amsterdam because I knew I would save about $600 taking the train instead of, gotta be efficient, man.
So, you and Nick are a little different size-wise than Grayson or Garrett. Did you stick out a little bit more over there? Did people notice you?
Man, I thought I stood out in America. Boy, I was like a flying milk over there. I tell you that much. We stood out a lot, especially in Amsterdam. I was just walking, just looking around, and I'm seeing the top of everyone's head, and I'm like, well, they know I'm from America. So yeah, to answer your question, we stood out way more. Yes, sir.
Last one for me on that. So Malachi said he ate a lot, but didn't have a specific food that he could, point out.
Oh, that's a little guy, yeah.
What'd you eat that really stood out to you?
Yeah, so we had this thing called a pork knuckle, and I'm sure that's the American translation, I think. But it was just like this big thing, man. It was like massive, and it was so good. And then we had this thing called don't quote me. Well, I guess you have to. Schnitzel. I think it's schnitzel, right? Schnitzel, so good. Never had it before. I don't know where I could find it in America, but if I do, I'll get my hands on it for sure.
Okay, anything else for Ja'Quay? All right,
Thank you
very much.
guys.